Good evening. This is the New Dawn FM News in English, read by Grace Siko. First, the headlines. Health Response Team set up for Bougainville. BEB Chairman urges parents to pay school fees. ONSA wants national members not to resign to calm down. And New Dawn FM Health program started last night. Now, the news in detail. The Department of Health in Bougainville has already established a response team made up of different key people in the department in preparation to fight the coronavirus. Secretary for the Department of Health, Mr. Clement Totavun, said the response team will be headed by Chief Executive Officer for the Buka General Hospital, Dr. Tommy Watia, and assisting him will be Dr. Matthias Tobilu. Mr. Totavun said the response team is currently preparing a response action plan which will be represented to ABG to allocate funds for the team to carry out their tasks. He said the response team is having meetings on a weekly basis to discuss activities and areas to look at in this response. He said preparations are underway to train clinical officers in the region to manage any case, and consultations with key stakeholders are also going on. Mr. Totavun said the team is preparing personal protective equipment that health workers can use to protect themselves. The team is also preparing an isolated area to put patients suspected of having the virus, said Mr. Totavun. He said a public awareness will be carried out so that people are aware of what is happening and take precautions in case any case is reported in PNG or in the region. The chairman for Bougainville Education Board, BEB, is calling on parents to take responsibility and pay school fees for their children. Mr. Michael Pearson told New Dawn FM that it is important that parents pay for their school fees because the TFF does not cover the true cost of running a school. He said the cost of running a school in Bougainville is expensive and what is given by the government is only 50% of what is needed. Mr. Pearson said there are some parents who are paying the full amount and indirectly subsidizing parents who are not making full contributions. He said the national government contribution for this year's academic will only be 3.4 million kina instead of 5.5 million, so that means the other 2.1 million has to come from the parents. Buka Chief and Businessman Senior Henry Onsa is warning Bougainville national members not to resign to contest in the ABG general election. He told New Dawn FM last night that Bougainville needs all the 4 members in the national parliament for the ratification vote. Therefore, they must not consider resigning at this time. Mr. Onsa said that this is not the last ABG election and if they want to stand later, they can wait for those elections. He said that in parliament, it's a numbers game. Therefore, he wants all 4 Bougainville parliamentarians to remain. Mr. Onsa said resigning from there means they are running away from their duties to present the Bougainvilleans in the national parliament. I have the natural right to make decisions over my land and that's no one who has the right under the law of nature, says Chief of Banoni Patrick Heromate on New Dawn FM yesterday. He said that some fundamental individual rights such as natural right to right of liberty and right of property are very important that no government, no representative of government or democratically elected government can override. He says the right to property is a natural right in the sense that it is pre-political. It is a right that attaches to individuals as human beings. Even before parliament and legislature enact laws and even before governments came into scene. He therefore claimed that no one is allowed to establish any form of economic development without prior consultation with resources owners in Bougainville. Mr. Heromate said that our leaders in the ABG therefore cannot invite and give right to any unknown fly-by-night investors to conduct mining in Bougainville as they wish. He said that Bougainvilleans have fought and died for their land that was unceremoniously taken away by the white race. Mr. Heromate made these comments when commenting on the death that occurred at exploration site in South Bougainville. New Dawn FM and the Bougainville Health Department, with the assistance of 10,000 kina from Bougainville Cobalt Limited, last night launched a weekly health program dedicated to improving the health of Bougainvilleans. The program, to be aired of 89.9 New Dawn FM, will cover a wide range of health topics of relevance to Bougainvilleans with the aim of raising greater levels of awareness and understanding. Some of the subjects to be covered include communicable disease and water sanitation, lifestyle illness such as diabetes, maternal childhood health, and the importance of seeking medical assistance in cases of measles, tuberculosis, HIV, or malaria, through to heart health, family planning, managing teenage pregnancies, and educating listeners on the effects of illicit drugs. BCL Chairman Melchior Togolo said the company was proud to be supporting the new radio program and commended both New Dawn FM and the Health Department for such a worthy initiative. Improving the health standards and outcomes of Bougainvilleans must remain of highest priority given its intrinsic link to enhancing living standards and quality of life overall. As the old saying goes, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything, he said. Mr. Togolo said healthier communities were generally more productive and happier communities, and in particular, we needed to focus on reducing the instance of health problems that were preventable, and initiatives such as this would assist those aims. Well-known radio personality Aloysius Laukai will be hosting the new program, and each week he will be speaking with respected doctors, health officers, and other specialists across the many topics that will be covered. Our aim is to reach as many people as possible with useful information and advice. The better informed people are the better equipped they will be to make good decisions regarding their health, he said. Other topics that will be covered include mental health, dental and eye care, and first aid. Mr. Laukai said it was planned for the program to run for 52 weeks on Thursday evening with a repeat on Friday mornings. The first introduction program was aired last night, 27 Feb, at 8:30 p.m. on 89.9 New Dawn FM, with Aloysius Laukai spoke with ABG Health Secretary Clement Totavun, who officially launched the program. Episode will be aired every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. BST and repeated on Friday morning, 8 a.m. Due to the coronavirus issue, Secretary Clement Totavun explained on plans that the Health Department has made on how to react to the virus if it is detected on Bougainville. To end the news, here are the headlines again. Health response team set up for Bougainville. BEB chairman urges parents to pay school fees. ANSA wants national members not to resign to calm down. And New Dawn FM health program started last night. This has been the New Dawn FM news in English. You can also see our news on www.bougainvillenews.com or www.bougainville.typepad.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also listen to us on New Dawn FM YouTube page. On behalf of the news team, I am Grace Siko. You have a pleasant evening.